this is like the drama to be watching. This is literally currently a contender for my drama of the year. So I can't sing enough praise about this drama. It's so solid. I don't even see why anyone could dislike this, but hello. I cannot believe it's already been a month since it was April, and yeah, it's already time for another drama update video, and there's actually a lot in this one. Yeah, it's been a completely drastically different month from April. There are so many dramas I am watching right now that I literally don't have time to watch one of the dramas that I've been really trying to check out but haven't had time for. So yeah, we're just gonna start right into it. First up, I have Spring of Youth, and I'm currently on episode 5 out of 10 at the time that I'm filming this, and I currently have this rated at a 7 out of 10. So first off, I feel like this is just the kind of drama that I really enjoy, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm mainly watching this for Sunghyub from N-Flying, who I am a huge fan of and who I just actually bought concert tickets for the day that I'm filming this. But yeah, it's like a band thing. The only thing is, if I said I'm watching this for Sunghyub, that's kind of already an issue because he is very clearly the second lead. And basically, my only issue with this is that it just seems to be moving so fast. Like, it went from really 0 to 100 that the leads like each other and then started dating each other. Yeah, it was kind of quick and unexpected. And then the entire concept of the drama, I'm not that invested in this whole band and then secret murder nonsense kind of thing going on. And yeah, ultimately the chemistry isn't there. Like, I get that they're too young to be having like that sexual tension, but at the same time, they're not even so cute that it makes me like, I don't know, want to scream, you know? It's a really, really short drama at 10 episodes, and I'm not gonna lie, it's really beneficial that they're only airing 1 episode a week because I can make time for 1 episode a week, especially because I think this airs on a Wednesday and there's nothing else airing on Wednesday, so then I get my like daily drama. It's a light school drama, and I just wish it was a lot better because I'm kind of on the verge of dropping this. There really isn't much in here that is really worth it. And it's kind of a shame because vibe-wise, this is so up my alley. I mean, I was kind of expecting like a lovely runner, but obviously not the same way. Otherwise, I'd also get very bored of it. But unfortunately, it just has not lived up to my standards. And next up, I have Tastefully Yours. And at the time that I am filming this, I've only watched 7 of the 10 episodes, but there's 8 that came out today, and I will probably be watching it after I film this video. You know, work comes first before my personal enjoyment. And I rated this a 7.5 out of 10. But anyways, if you had asked me what I thought about this drama at the first 2 episodes, I would have said that this was like the drama that was going to hold my attention. And as time passed, it slowly just isn't that good. First of all, I think I just have an issue with the countryside dramas. Like, whenever they move away and like from city life into like the slow paced country life and like learn to appreciate, I don't know, the beauty of like peace and calm, I'm just not into any of those dramas. Like Welcome to Samdalri, like Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, like everything in that genre I have personally just not really enjoyed, and I don't really get why, because I feel like I would. But this one is very similar. I mean, in the beginning, people were kind of annoyed that his character was kind of a jerk, but that's a trope that I'm okay with. Like, it's a trope I've seen really many times, and I kind of understand it's just a drama. I'm also a huge fan of Kang Han-woo, so him playing that kind of character, I was just kind of like, oh, he's very endearing. Like, he's kind of a jerk, but you know, he'll like grow out of it. And I'm not gonna lie, that I probably had some biases towards him because I adore Kang Han-woo, but I just don't think there's really any meaning or purpose behind this entire drama. If I'm being honest, I like Go-min-si and I liked her character because in the beginning she was really, although she was like rough around the edges, she was ultimately really sweet. Like, this dude comes and asks you to make him food, and she ultimately like goes hiking up some mountain to like get this man like this food. So it shows that she's a very like generous and like considerate person that, like, I don't know, she still tried to do this thing for him even though he was kind of a jerk. But honestly, now that they're kind of getting into like the romantic relationship, I feel like she's kind of stringing him along. Like, sometimes she's flirting with him and then sometimes she's not, and it's just low-key giving me whiplash. And in real life, I feel like that'd be really toxic because it's like one moment you're dating and the next second you're not. And otherwise, yeah, their chemistry really isn't growing on me. I feel like because it's such short drama too, his character development has not really made a lot of sense for me. It's really gone from 0 to 100. I'm definitely going to finish this drama, but it's a little bit disappointing because this was the first drama that came out that I was like, oh, this is gonna be really good and I'm gonna really enjoy this. And you know, I love a good enemies to lovers, but their chemistry just isn't clicking with me. And the surrounding plot, it just seems so, I said this a lot in my previous video, inconsequential. Like there's really no deeper meaning to it and there's no depth. And personally, I just like my dramas to have some depth, some messages, some relatability, but this drama is not giving that at all for me. It's lighthearted watch. It's better than Spring of Youth at least. It's not the worst thing, but it's genuinely like not that great. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just in a mood and I just can't appreciate anything these days. And next up, I have Second Shot at Love, and I'm actually currently on 8 out of 12 episodes because I watched the 8th one today and I rated this an 8. And if I'm being honest, the synopsis of this was not enticing whatsoever. Since I don't drink personally, I am very like sick of alcohol related plot lines. So in this one, obviously she's like an alcoholic and that leads one thing to another. And it's just kind of like they end up drinking a lot and it's in a little bit of a unrealistic way. So, and it's sometimes they make it too comedic when it's actually a serious issue that a lot of Koreans face. But I think I saw a lot of clips on this and how it was actually better than expected. So I ended up picking it up, and that's exactly what I think about it. For something of this like genre and plotline, it would feel a little bit like kind of bland in a way. Like it's not super deep, but it went deeper than you would expect of a kind of a lighthearted drama. And then I will say that I do like Gong Myung, and I do think that they have a lot of chemistry. Personally, there's a lot of like background plot that I don't really like going on. One really enjoyable part was he fell first. That's a really favorite trope too. And then they're also like really best friends and they really care about each other. I think Gong Myung is really selling the character. I think that's like a big part about why I'm even enjoying this whatsoever. Everything else, I'm not gonna lie, is a little goofy. I think the family relationship was a lot better than I thought. The second leads are cute. It's just at the end of the day, there aren't a lot of like deeper messages. Like the whole alcohol thing is like a really big part, but I feel like they talked about it in a serious manner and then they kind of didn't continue to go on with it. But you know what? It's pretty enjoyable. Like honestly, I was not expecting this one to do so well in like my opinion. They actually just started dating and their relationship now that they're dating is a little weirder than I would like, but you know, up until this point, I think throughout the entire tone, and I really like Soo-young's character, I think the entire tone is like pretty good and solid, so it's definitely an enjoyable watch, and this one is like it's enjoyable. And I think it's funny because everything that I'm talking about is in order of it airing. And I would have originally liked Tastefully Yours better than Second Shot at Love, but now I like Second Shot of Love better. And we only get better from here because the last drama I am actually a huge fan of and I actually have no complaints about it. So I'm very excited to talk to you about Our Unwritten Seoul. I have finished currently 4 out of 12 episodes and I have this rated at a 9. And the only reason I have this rated at a 9 is because we are a little bit too early in for me to give it the 10. I just think I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I literally thought Tastefully Yours was going to be the drama that was going to pull me out of the slump, but I'm right now thinking Our Unwritten Seoul might be my drama of the year or a contender for it. It's going to be really hard to beat When Life Gives You Tangerines, I'm not going to lie. That's a really hard one to beat, but if this is done well, I think there's a chance that this could beat her out, simply because I love me a modern drama and I love that the characters are so relatable. One of the really big reasons I love this drama is because I love the concept. It's about these twins who are both kind of struggling, living their own lives, and both of them think the other sister has it better, and then they end up switching places, and obviously one of the big things that they learn is that the other one's life isn't as easy as they thought it'd be. And I think this is just a message that like completely resonates with me, especially with where I'm at. I literally just made my I quit therapy video and I talk about how the grass is always greener on the other side, and this drama is literally the representation of that. Like both sisters thinking that the other sister has it better, and then they kind of reconnect as they learn each other's like issues, and so that really hits. And then her obviously struggle with depression and anxiety is very, very relatable, and that fight to live. And there's a lot of cute moments. I think the trope with the childhood friend to lover, I think that's so cute, and I'm rooting for Miji so much, and she's obviously our female lead. This drama is done so well, just like the reflection that the characters have and their growth, it feels so realistic, and it's just a very beautiful story because it's like a slow warmth for both sisters that are kind of live their lives kind of depressed and sad, and then all of a sudden they kind of like go through this huge experience, and then they're coming out of it like, oh, like, you know, my life is better than I think, you know, the world is a little bit more beautiful. So it's a very heartwarming, touching story. It's It's honestly so good, and it obviously has the cute moments sprinkled here and there with the romance, and I think they look so cute together. Jin Young has got me good in this role. I hear it's pretty similar to his role in The Witch, but I obviously didn't finish that, so I wouldn't really know, and I think I don't even think I started it. But anyways, this is literally the drama I am looking forward to. Like, I literally throughout the week I will think about it and be like, when is it time to be watching Our Unwritten Soul? So this is such a solid drama. It's been bringing me so much joy, and I don't know if you guys know, but I like watch dramas on 2 times the speed sometimes because I am obsessed with dramas and I need to do work and live my life as a normal human, and I wouldn't function if I were not watching dramas at 2 times the speed. But anyways, I have slowed this down to like 1.25 because that is how much I am savoring every single moment. And this is what I did with Lovely Runner. So this is a sign that I'm really fond of this drama, and I really hope that it continues where it's at, and I'm curious to see where the plot goes, and I hope it's just at least a little refreshing enough because the overall tone of this, I absolutely love it. And I just really hope it doesn't let me down because so far I've been let down by quite a couple dramas, and I feel like I mean, clearly I told you in April, like, it was just a drama slump for me. So I'm really hoping that this keeps up. If you are going to watch anything, I would totally recommend Our Unwritten Soul. This is like the drama to be watching. This is literally currently a contender for my drama of the year. So I can't sing enough praise about this drama. It's so solid. I don't even see why anyone could dislike this. But yes, currently a 9 out of 10. In my heart, it's low-key a 10 out of 10, but we gotta hold our horses, okay? We can't count our eggs before they hatch. We gotta calm down a little bit, but I'm in love with this drama, and it's hard to be calm. And then real quick, I just want to mention Pump Up the Healthy Love. I watched 2 out of 12 episodes, and I dropped this. So the main reason is it's just a little bit over dramatic in my opinion. I think I mentioned that I was going to be watching this for Lee Jun Young because I just really adored him from Mellow Movie, from When Life Gives You Tangerines, I ended up watching Weak Hero Class 2 just for this man. So clearly I really adore Jun Young, and I've always been a big fan of Eunji. I mean, I liked A Pink back in the days, and then I love Reply 1997, literally one of my top dramas ever. So I wanted to support this drama because of them. But I started episode 1 and 2, and the humor is just not my taste, and it's a little bit more annoying than like enjoyable in my opinion. I'm just not a big fan of the chemistry. I'm not a big fan of their characters or the dynamic they really have going on. And I think on top of this is that it has a comparison that does not make it look good. I enjoyed Oh My Venus. I feel like Oh My Venus is a very similar take to this, except a little bit more cutesier and enjoyable. I feel like if you go like that route, it's a little better. This one I feel like is trying to be serious, but it isn't too serious, which makes it come off kind of odd. So yeah, not going to continue this. Okay, so next up, I'm going to talk about the K-dramas I've completed, and there are 2, and what's funny is, this is going to be a spoiler of the next one, but they are both doctor dramas. Obviously, I was watching Resident Playbook on air, and the funny thing about this is, I finished it, and I have it rated at an 8. I think if you remember in my last video, went down to a 7.5. But honestly, I feel like the second half alone could be an 8.5. The only thing is, I just really didn't enjoy the first half. Like, the first half alone was almost like a 7 to me. And then it was kind of getting better, and then it was kind of like, eh. But then the second half, like the second I released that April drama talking about how I really didn't like Resident Playbook and it was a little too, I guess, cringe in my opinion, all of a sudden they started maturing and it just got a lot more deeper, a lot more fun, a lot more interesting. Obviously the romance really picked up, and as a romance person, I ate that up. Overall, I just really enjoyed the second half. I think the romance was really great. I think there was a lot more messages, and in general, their dynamic has honestly really grown on me. It's just like all these immature kids, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really looking forward if they make a season 2, because season 2 will start at a place where I am okay with their immaturity. Obviously, I know this was like a growth from like immature into like mature doctors, but it just isn't really enjoyable, like the level of immaturity, and like whether it's realistic or not, I just like couldn't really appreciate it, enjoy it. But yeah, towards the end half, everything really picked up, everything developed well, and honestly, the second half alone could be at 8.5, and that's pretty solid because that means I have high praise to it. So yeah, this drama, I think season 2, I would look forward to that because I'm curious to how everything plays out, especially the romantic relationships, and just kind of as they navigate life and figure out more about themselves and their identity and the messages that they learn while being doctors, or I guess first year interns or whatever. It is definitely a very fresh take, and I also do appreciate it for that reason. It's just I wish the characters started off a lot more likable, because otherwise at this point I feel like I need to forget some of their flaws in the first half in order to enjoy and appreciate them now, because otherwise considering the first half, I don't really think they've changed in those ways, or they're just not characters that I'd want to support given those kind of characteristics. And as I mentioned, the second drama I completed is the Trauma Code. This one might come out of us as a surprise, but I did mention that I was going to be trying to get through the Piksang Awards. So the Trauma Code was on my mind because after I finished Resident Playbook, actually, it was because of Resident Playbook that I picked this up, since the whole doctor human patient aspect I think was really interesting. And after Resident Playbook, and I actually started enjoying it and wanting to watch more, I was like, oh, like, why don't I just pick up another medical drama? And that happened to be the Trauma Code. I rated this a 8 out of 10. And personally, the most enjoyable thing about this is the entire concept of our male lead. I do like Chu Ji-hoon, so that also could be a little bit of a bias, but he's just this very cool guy who's very firm in his beliefs, and it's just like whenever he's on screen, you just kind of go, wow. And he's like amazing, but straightforward, which is also one of my like favorite characteristics. It's pretty funny too, and I think it's endearing watching the bumbling, I don't even know what he is, his mentee, like as he takes along his mentee through these, throughout the show. I think it's just very wholesome and cute. It's honestly a very short, enjoyable watch. There's nothing too crazy amazing about it, but there's nothing really like bad about it. So I'd say it's a solid watch at an 8 out of 10. I know this got really, really, really great reviews. I just personally wasn't as emotionally invested. There also really isn't a romance going on. I mean, if there is, it's not there yet. I think they're going to come out with season 2, so I am curious about how things develop from there. This honestly just felt like a beginning, and the beginning was good, but it's like, where's the middle and the end and the climax? Like, I really don't feel like there really was some sort of like big turning point. And I do want that in a story. So that is why I have it at an 8 out of 10. Pretty solid drama, yeah. Can't deny that. Pretty good. There was nothing really bad about it. And with that, we are now going to move on to Chinese drama. Okay, and first up is the only currently airing drama that I am watching, and that is going to be Youthful Glory. I have 5 episodes completed out of the 30. Honestly, I would be a lot further along if so many episodes weren't released so fast. Like, I feel like I just was like going to watch it one week, and then the next week there were like 20 episodes out, and I was just like, what the heck? So it's really hard for me to catch up to this one because there's already so many episodes out, and I'm just kind of like, oh, I have to sit down and really like get through them all because I have no self-control and I binge really fast. And currently I have this rated at a 7.5 out of 10. So I think I'm just a little too early in to really see where it is. I like the lighthearted tone because I'm just not in the mood for anything too deep right now. I mean, our Unwritten Soul is a exception, but other than that, I kind of want something lighthearted. Low-key, this is not bad, but it's not the greatest from what I've seen so far. And I just don't think I could currently say much about this drama because I'm so early in. I do like the lighthearted tone, but I'm not sure what direction they'll take it in. The dynamic that they're building seems kind of cute because it looks like he falls first and she's a strong, independent woman. And so I'm curious to what it's going to look like once they actually start dating, and that's really going to make or break the drama. I think they look good together. It seems not too political heavy, which is up my alley. I'm not really big into politics, as you guys know. And so yeah, I'm sorry, but that's kind of all I have to say about the drama at the moment. But when I give my June update, I will probably be done with this, or at least further along to have real opinions about it, whether I drop it or not. Hopefully I don't drop it because I have dropped quite a couple of C-dramas this year, and I'm still trying to go back and finish them. Like me, trying to get through The Glory is literally like painful at this point. Like I'm so close to the end, but it is so boring, and I just want to complete it so that when I make my C-drama ranking video at the end of the year, I actually have dramas to talk about because I completed them. So far, we are not looking so good in the C-drama completion department. And very, very, very quickly, I will just mention that I am trying to get on watching Legend of Zang Hai. It is very, very popular, and it actually features the female lead, who I'm actually more inclined to watch for, even though we know Shazan, like he's famous, iconic, I've heard really, really, really good things about this drama, so I do want to pick it up and see like what all the appeal is about. I will say, because I'm pretty sure it's male-centric, it's not really a romance drama, even though I'm sure there is romance, because our female lead is supposed to be in that area, but it's very political heavy, and I kind of don't have the energy to be watching something so politically heavy. But if it is that good, it is what it is. I mean, there is some romance sprinkled here and there, so I'm sure that'll help me along my way, but I will give it a shot simply because out of curiosity. This has been a really, really high anticipated drama. So if everyone's going to be talking about it, I got to also know what's up, because clearly I am very into dramas, and I got to know what's going on in the community because I am part of it. And so, yeah, I will get on that as soon as I can. I just don't know when it is. I was really trying to start the first episode before I started this video, but I ended up starting Youthful Glory instead. We will get here eventually. I just have to be mentally prepared to be watching something so dark and deep and complex, which is what my idea of the drama is. And for C-dramas that I've completed, there's only one. I actually don't even know if I talked about it last month because I don't even think it started then. But yes, it is going to be The Prisoner of Beauty, and I've completed this, and I have this rated at a 9 out of 10, which is really, really high. This drama was literally the drama that got me throughout the most of like May, because I looked forward to every single episode, and it is very hard to keep my attention at 30 episodes. I think it was 36 maybe, but whatever it was. But I think the slow burn was just done so well, and their chemistry was so great, the dynamic of their characters. I also really liked the entire plot line about how it's about hatred and love and forgiveness. It was very solid. I would say it's a little bit too political, and I would have liked it if towards the end they just didn't kill off that one character that I just didn't want to happen. Like, I knew it was gonna happen, but it was just kind of like, oh, why couldn't this be a happy, fluffy drama? But outside of that, I feel like there were some shocking plot points and plot twists. I actually ended up reading the novel again because I thought the dynamic and the entire story plotline was really good. I really like what they actually did in this version. I think they did it a lot better, because otherwise he was kind of evil, because a lot of the times in the novels, consent is not real. But in this drama, I think it was done a lot better. He's supposed to be a bad guy, but he's nowhere near as bad as in the novel, which does make it more interesting, but I was okay with the amount of bad guy he was in this drama. I think in this drama, he actually doesn't act in a way that is unacceptable whatsoever. Like, completely from his side, like what he does, he's pretty, like, he stays within, I guess, the lines. But yes, I adored Prisoner of Beauty. This is honestly one of my top dramas that I've watched so far, and I'm really happy that it existed, because I was kind of in a C-drama drought, and I still feel a little bit in that way, and yeah, it brought me joy. I'm thinking about maybe making a full review on this one, because it's been a while since I saw such a good drama, and obviously it deserves all the praise, and it did really, really well, and rightfully so. I totally agree with everything that made it so popular. And honestly, I think the only flaw in my opinion was that sometimes I wasn't as emotionally invested. I think their characters could have had me like, this is insane chemistry, one that's going to go down the books. Overall, the entire drama was just good with no flaws, but you know, sometimes you have to go beyond that to really get that 9.5 or 10 out of 10. Like First Frost did, except First Frost objectively with what it wasn't as good. But this one objectively very, very good. It just didn't have that same like iconicness of First Frost, I would say, or like, I don't know, emotional investment for whatever reason. And so with that, that wraps up everything that I've seen in May. For the BL category, there is none because I'm not watching anything currently. I don't know if there's anything good out there, so just let me know if there is. I completed Top Form, but I feel like my review has just been so similar the past 2 months that I've already talked about it, so there is no point. I ended up rating it an 8 out of 10, so that's what it was. It was cute. It definitely could have been longer. Definitely could have changed the development of their characters. I know someone recommended me to watch the anime. I'm not going to lie. The anime is a little bit more comprehensive because it is longer. And so if they followed the story in the anime, I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. Maybe could have went up to an 8.5, even up to a 9, because yeah, the chemistry is really carrying them. But other than that, yes, that is all for today's video. I don't really know what else is going to be coming out in June. I will probably be filming my July update video when I'm in Spain, because I will be in Spain for a work trip, which is kind of really crazy. And if you want to hear more about that in my life, you'll hear more about it in Making It Diaries. And yeah, that is all for today. I'm so curious your thoughts on these dramas. Let me know if there's anything else that I'm missing out on. But this is a pretty stacked drama list that I've already got going on, so I feel like I'm watching a good chunk of the ones that are out right now. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and what else you're looking forward to and how you currently feel about the dramas that we're currently watching. But yes, and with that, that is all for today, and I will see you in the next one.